Good morning, my fellow Chads in training. Welcome back to another Body Development 2K Club video log episode on this channel. This is commencing week 12, actually, of this program. So, for those guys that have been following for a while, my diet in that has changed quite significantly from the initial part, which was up between January to February, and that's when I did about 10 kilos of body fat loss in 8 weeks. And now I've changed my diet as of last week to eat a lot more, so my weight's going to be coming down a lot slower, but at the same time it's going to help me build muscle while still burning fat. So what's special about today is I got a scan done, so we can go over the results. I'll put them up on the screen as well so you can take a look, but I'll just run through the numbers. My last scan, which was taken on the 14th of March, my body weight was 68.4 kilograms. If you're American, that's up here. I'll just edit that in. My skeletal muscle mass was 33.6 and my body fat mass was 8.7 kilograms of fat. So that gave my body fat percentage at 12.7%. And yeah, my hydration was up. That was something I wanted to work on for this week actually as well. So we get to compare that now over with today's scan, which is as follows. Today's weight was 67.1 kilos. My body water was up by 0.2. Yep, which is good. That's a good increase. So I'm at 44 kilograms of body water. Protein was up, minerals was up. Body fat mass is down to 7.1, so it's down 1.6 kilograms. My weight was down from the last scan over a kilo again, so 1.3 kilograms. My muscle mass has actually gone up to 34.1, up from 33.6. And my body fat mass is now down to 7.1 kilograms, which as a percentage is 10.6%. So, yay, we're almost there. The abs are coming through, they're mostly visible all the time now. Probably start getting more of that chiseled look the more I train them, and when I fall just below 10%, I probably won't go much lower than that. That's when it starts getting a little bit silly. In fact, the weight controls and other things on these scans are saying, hey, you know what, maybe you should eat a sandwich, you know. So yeah, overall incredibly ecstatic about the results for that. Making progress, putting on muscle mass, although there is a chance that the increased hydration is being registered as muscle mass, so I'm going to take a little bit of a grain of salt with that and just test it over a couple of weeks and sort of see how that goes. So this week's goals for calories per day is going to be 2,600. I'm going to be making sure, well actually I'm probably going to be aiming for about 2,500 because I'm not going to be training Thursday or Friday because I'm away, and then on weekends I don't train anyway. So yeah, I'm going to sort out food right now because I am so unbelievably hungry, and then I'll catch you guys up for meal number 1 for today. But overall, good night's sleep, feeling great, and very, very happy about my scan. So yeah, let's talk about food in just a moment. And guys, this is meal 1 for today. So we have 240 grams of turkey breast, 511 grams of potatoes, and 32 grams of absolute dark chocolate, which I just stocked up on. So I'm pretty good for the next 20 days on chocolate. I am going to find an online retailer so I can get it at a better price. Still needs to be 100% because in a lot of the supermarkets, most people don't buy 100%, so they don't seem to be stocking it. So I need to have a bit of a look around and see what I can find. Anyway, I am so hungry. I'm just going to dive into this and I'll catch you guys up for meal 2 a little bit later. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. So we have 567 grams of sweet potato, 483 grams of chicken thighs, so a lot of that today, and then 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate. This brings my total macros up to protein over 200. Carbs are a little high today, so that's something to keep in mind for the future. Yeah, really looking forward to this and ready to dive in. So I'll catch you guys for the wrap up a little bit later. Hey guys, it's time for a wrap up of day 78. So today's been a really, really, really good day for me. I was very happy with my scan. We dropped more fat. We've actually put on a bit of muscle, or at least we haven't lost any. Our hydration's gone up. So we've achieved our goals for this week. And my physique, when I look in the mirror and stuff, is something I'm very, very happy with at the moment. I'm looking to fill out a little bit more so I don't feel quite as skinny at this point, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get there. My calories are going up each week, and I'm looking forward to it. I spoke to my PT about it, and he's talking about doing a photo shoot, which will be used for the gym marketing, which I'm very happy to do. Like, obviously, no one's ever asked me to do that kind of stuff before, so I've got to learn how to do this kind of things properly. For example, like tensing your abs properly. Apparently, a lot of people suck their gut in order to get those ab shots, when really you want to be pushing your abs out and then flexing them so that they look, you get the proper look, and you don't just look like you're holding your gut in at a swimming pool. So I'll watch a couple of YouTube videos and see if I can learn a little bit about how to flex properly for a photo shoot. And then he gave me some more information about water loading, salt depletion, and then dehydration periods, which you'll do ahead of a shoot. And something I tried before, but I kind of screwed it up. So I'll listen to the advice that I get given when we get to that point, which will probably be around May. It depends exactly when he tells me. He might actually tell me just like middle of April, like, yeah, this is a good time, and then we'll go for it. I do have a diet break at the end of April, so it might be just before then. So basically a diet break, if you've not been following so far, is essentially for 1 week, whatever you see, eat it, forget what you're doing at the minute, have a good time. Trick is to not go I'm not going to go completely mental, but you know what? That burger I've been denying myself, probably going to have it. And not feel guilty. Just enjoy some stuff like that. Yeah, not really much else to say today. Overall, very good. Metcon cards, very, very hard session. I started to flag by the end of it, and I impacted my foot quite hard whilst doing the fast running. I need to really work on that, even with the cushion in the shoe. I felt it twinge a little bit. I'm hoping that I don't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning in pain. It's the impacting on my feet is something that I'm running too hard, essentially. I need to practice sort of being way softer on my feet. Last thing you want to do when you're doing all this stuff is injuring yourself. Anytime that you injure yourself in the gym, for example, say you were squatting and you were ego lifting a little bit and you just got a twinge in your back, and then for the next 3 weeks you can't lift. If you actually add up, like let's say you're doing 100 kilo squats and you're doing 5 sets of 5, so 25 reps in total. That's 2,500 kilograms that you're not lifting each week, and you're off for 2-3 weeks. That's like, wait, is that right? Yeah, so 25, 100 kilos, so 500, 500, 500, 500, so 2,500. Yeah, so you're doing 2,500 kilograms of weight per week that you're not lifting. Then you're going to go on and not do that the following week. You're not going to do that the week after because you've hurt yourself. And all of a sudden, it's like about 7,500 kilograms that you didn't pick up and put down. So the going up to the 120 was probably not a good idea for you. And you really don't want to risk injuring yourself because it will make it harder for you to stay motivated to come back and do this. Like there's a difference between feeling a little bit sore every now and again and to actually injuring yourself. You should challenge yourself, but you should do it safely. In any case, it's you are feeling like it's actually maybe I shouldn't be doing this, like you don't have a spotter available and you're on the bench and you're like, do I go for my 1 rep max? Just ask one of the guys there, be like, hey, do you mind spotting me real quick, and make sure they look like they can lift the weight. You occasionally see the guy asking somebody who's like clearly could not deadlift that weight to be their spotter, and I'm like, that seems dangerous. Might just be me. Obviously, you're going to be doing most of the pressing in that situation, but if you give out, if that guy can't deadlift that weight, then you're probably going to be doing the barrel roll to get out. But hey, well, I'm not an expert. I'm just some guy who occasionally picks stuff up and puts it back down and finds it quite enjoyable. Guys, anyway, let's wrap it up right here. I will give you updates throughout the week, and I've got another scan the following week with the increased calories. We're going to be eating a lot more this week than before. When I say a lot more, it's about 2,600 per day is my target, but I'm going to aim for about 2,500 because I'm not training Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So overall, my average is going to shift just a little bit. And yeah, we'll see where we get to, and we'll just keep at it. So have a good one, and I'll be sure to see you again for tomorrow's episode. Again, as always, if this content is enjoyable to you and you want to see more of my journey, please remember to subscribe, like it if the content is enjoyable to you, and ask any questions in the comments for what it is. I I genuinely want you guys to feel the same levels of success that I've been feeling so far, and it's definitely achievable. And sometimes you just need a thumbs up and somebody tell you, look, what you're doing is working, keep at it. Just, yeah, feel free to open a conversation, or if you think it's all rubbish, go ahead, let me know. At least then we can talk about it, right? So have a good evening or good morning or whatever time of day it is where you are. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Today is Tuesday. Been very tired after yesterday's Metcon cards. That was a very tough workout. Got a good night's rest in. Up and about today, doing quite well. My energy's okay. It's actually kind of weird. I've weirdly felt more tired since I've had more carbohydrates in my diet than compared to before when I was on way less. But again, at this stage, I'm also running quite low on body fat. I'm only around 10.7% at the moment, so I'm having less and less of that resource for my body to burn off. So that also might be part of the reasons that I'm experiencing a little bit of just just a little bit tired. It's not too bad. I've got training tonight, stretch and move. Looking forward to that, and it should be really good. Soreness wise, I'm okay on my foot. Fortunately, I didn't injure it last night, so I've not been feeling any pain from that. So that's all good. Yeah, not really much else to report. Nothing spectacular happening. So I'm just going to jump in, show you some food. We'll get you both the meals I'm going to be eating today, as always, and then I'll do a wrap up of the day. Target calorie count for today is 2,500. We'll see how we get on. So guys, stay with me, and let's get some food. And guys, this is meal one for today. So I have 528 grams of potato, 240 grams of turkey breast, and 30 grams of absolute 100% dark chocolate. So this meal comes out at 898 calories. It's also 89 grams of protein. So very high on that macro. And when I have that with the chicken thigh a little bit later, we're going to be looking at about 180 to 200 in total on our protein intake, which is well above what we need, or at least what our target is. Well, not really easy to cook this. You just basically boil the potatoes for 10 minutes and you cut them up, put them in the oven with the turkey, and you just cook that for 20 minutes and it comes out. Not very much you need to worry about. Very simple, very easy, and very nutritious. I also have water with creatine powder. It's off to the side. So it's water with creatine powder and vitamin C tablet dropped in there. So it's just one of those flavored drinks. And then I will be having the fish oil with the food as well, the fish oil capsules as a supplement. And yeah, not really much else to say. So guys, I'm going to roll it into the next meal. So stay with me and I'm going to enjoy this now. And guys, this is meal two for today. So I have 149 grams of avocado. It's starting to go a bit black, so I'm a bit worried about the other ones I've got. Better get those eaten quite quickly. 336 grams of sweet potato. Should be a little bit more manageable than the 500. I do find that after that kind of amount, it's a little bit tricky for me to eat. It starts getting a little bit like I don't want to eat it. Then I have 476 grams of chicken thighs and 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate. I have to eat this very quickly and then get over to stretch and move, so I'll catch you guys for the wrap up a little bit later. Hey guys, it's that time again where we're going to wrap up the day. I am absolutely exhausted, and the thing I'm looking forward to most in the world right now is going to bed, but there's no way I'm going to do that before I cash you guys out with the stats for today and just some thoughts on how I'm feeling and stuff. Well, how I'm feeling is tired, but we'll go into the rest of it. Today's class was stretch and move. It's a very tough class. There was only 2 of us in there, so my PT decided to start ramping up the difficulty on some of the sequences. I'm very grateful for it, obviously. It's just, it's a hell of a workout. You get a lot in there, and it's really interesting training that way because you don't use any weights in that class. It's all body weight, essentially, that you're using, different kinds of sequences, which can make you use muscles that you're not really used to using, like Cossack squats and stuff like that, and then using leg sweeps and stuff where you're sort of shifting your balance as well. Very interesting class. If it's something you're interested in, you can check out the links below for the example of the class, essentially. But I'm doing this stretch and move class so I can eventually move into the calisthenics class, which is something I'm very interested in trying. Apparently that's how Tom Holland is trained, and if you've seen him in his movies, he looks pretty fantastic. Fair play to the guy. So for today, my total calories in was 2,601. My target was 2,500, but the target set by my PT was 2,601. So technically I'm 100 over what I was planning for today, but I hit my PT's target. So, you know, we can take that as a win. Calories out was 2,802, giving me a deficit of 201 calories, which is great because we're trying to be in no more than 1,000 calorie deficit per week, and trying to just keep those 150s, those 200s. That's going to make it very close for me to be able to stay on that. Over 7 days, 200 deficit is obviously going to put me 400 calories over my target. So I'm going to need to wind that down just a little bit, make sure that the deficit's not quite as high. Key thing though is that I'm not training Thursday or Friday, Saturday or Sunday, so just take it nice and easy on those days. Don't overdo it and make sure I eat enough to keep us at that 1,000 calorie deficit. My macro breakdown. So this is something I've not usually shared during the week, but I figured I've got the stats right here in front of me, so I may as well share them with you. Today was about 23% carbohydrates, 46% fats, and 31% protein. Really, really good mix. Targets are supposed to be 25 carbs. I think it's 40. Yeah, I think it's 30 protein, 25 carbs, so that's 55, 45 fats. I think that's my target. I'd have to consult my sheet to see for sure, but ultimately the key thing is trying to make sure that I'm getting 180 grams of protein per day. Today was over 200, so yeah, really, really good. I'm going to be running out of food soon, but the thing with that is that I'm away on Thursday, so it's kind of a bit awkward. I don't want to buy like another kilo of chicken thighs, so I'm gonna have to see what I can do to get tomorrow's meal. I'll probably swing by the store and grab something small, some chicken breasts or something like that, maybe a 2-pack or something, just then so I can eat those and make sure that I'm fully ready for the weekend. That's always kind of a bit of a challenge when I travel away, but anytime you've got access to a supermarket, so for me, it'll be Asda, like they sell similar stuff to what I'll pick up in Sainsbury's. I could literally go there, I know exactly what kind of food I'm going to eat, and while the barcodes and macros may be slightly different for each of those meals, I know consistently that what I'm going to be getting and where my calories are going to end up. Oh, that yawn is creeping up on me. So I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, but right now I don't feel hungry. In fact, I don't even really mention it anymore in these because it's just something that doesn't cross my mind for the most part. At least 2 meals a day. I'm on a very good cycle with that, and it's not challenging me. And carbohydrates are up, my proteins are up as well, so I've got a lot more energy. Although that said, I feel more tired in the mornings now that I'm on higher carbs. But I think that is more indication that I'm running out of fat reserves for my body to burn, and now I'm starting to try and load up on carbohydrates. Oh yeah, something interesting. So talking to my PT, I mentioned that there's the potential I'm going to be doing a photo shoot with them when I'm finished with this whole training plan. He actually was telling me sort of a bit about like how to flex your abs. Apparently a lot of people suck their abs in, and you're supposed to essentially tense them and exhale. So I've actually been watching YouTube videos of how to flex your abs for photo shoots, which feels a little bit vain, but at the same time it's like, never had to do this before. Like I thought like to hold the shape, you just pulled your gut in, but that then just makes you look like you're holding your gut in, and that's not going to give you the definition, which is actually apparently mostly done with lighting as well, where you have a head-on shot, you're not going to see it. It's kind of, you want to take it from a side shot, so that then creates the shadow effect, which is going to show you your 6-pack abs. So got to work on that. My homework has been to stand in front of the mirror and flex my abs without pulling my stomach in. So it's a little bit like preparing as if you're doing a crunch, pushing the abs out and then exhaling. I'm starting to notice a bit of a difference as I get used to it, and I'm kind of excited to see how I look when I get to May and we fill that a little bit, because as I mentioned before, I was feeling very skinny after I dropped 11 kilograms of body fat right now and down to about 10%, 10.7%, and I'm going to be falling below 10%, probably to about 9 or 8 before this phase of my workout is done. It's going to be phase 3 and phase 4, which is going to be April, which is going to be where we wrap it up and hopefully have the Chad bod that we were looking for. And if not, we'll just keep at it and keep training. So guys, I'm going to end the video for today here. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Have a good one, and I'll see you again. So, if you've made it this far in the challenge, you know that we've been putting in the work. It's been an incredible journey so far. Coming up on that 100 days of training, it's been insane. Today, my body is so incredibly sore around the legs. We were doing Cossacks in the class for stretch and move yesterday. So just generally squat down to one side, stand up one side, sweeping, and a bunch of other exercises that have caused my legs to feel like rocks right now. So apparently you can get some compression trousers that you can wear to help with that. Obviously, I don't do that because I've just got to be like man it out and be like, yeah, I don't need that. But I've got a little bit of a worry because tonight is fit, and fit is one of the tougher classes, and I especially want to be pushing for those harder exercises that my PT has assigned to me last week. The only thing I'm going to ask to avoid is the in between the active rests where we use the medicine ball. I'm going to see if I cut that out, do the harder exercises, get through that, and then each week I'm going to bring in those active rests with the medicine ball. So yeah, I'm going to suggest that. She might just turn around and say, no, you're going to do it, and then maybe I only get through 3 sets, or maybe I get through 4 sets this week, I don't know. We'll find out. Last time I got a pretty bad stitch and that shut me down, and I ended up having to stop it 3 sets. So I'm going to hopefully get the full 5 this time. Today's calorie target is going to be about 2,600. It's a very active day with fit, so I'm not going to feel shy about the calories. The catch, however, is that I'm running out of food and I'm going away for a work trip tomorrow. So I'm going to be away for a few days. So there's no sense me going to the supermarket to buy any food. However, I'm kind of lacking. So I've got a full pack of turkey breast in the fridge, and I've got 1 chicken thigh left. So I'm going to end up eating that. And my packs of turkey breasts are packs of 2. No, how many is in there? 5. There's 5 in there. And I know 2 of them are 240 grams. So we've got, what's that, 240, 480, 600 grams of turkey that I'm going to be eating today. Chicken thighs, I have about 175 in the last one that I have. And then I've got chocolate, avocado, and potato. I've got to eat about a kilo of regular potatoes today. And that should get the calories up close enough. And if not, something to keep in mind, but I'm not going to go to the store and buy a bunch of stuff that's going to be no good to me when I come back. And I just need to plan a little bit better for that in the future. So that's all said and done. Yeah, I just stepped on the scale this morning, still at 67, so I haven't lost any weight, but I'm starting to see when practicing the flexing with the abs and stuff, I'm starting to sort of see the definition come through. It's getting there. I'm very much almost there on the full Chad bod, and the next step is just making sure that I fill out so I don't feel too skinny. And then I'm going to be ready for when we have the photo shoot, and of course swimsuit season, because what's the point doing this if I'm going to be wearing these long sleeve shirts all the time when we get there. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I've got lunch coming up real soon, and I will show you exactly what we're eating, and I'll figure out how it's all going to work on the calories and macros a little bit later. So see you in a second. And guys, this is meal 1 for today. So I have 511 grams of potatoes. A lot of carbs right there. I have 360 grams of turkey. Very, very protein dense. Not very high on the calories though. And then I have 31 grams of absolute dark chocolate. Now I'm going to be eating the rest of the pack of turkey, so it's going to be another 360 grams a bit later, with a chicken thigh, which I think is about 175. I'll give you the exact measurement when I get to it. But this is going to be my food, and it's going to help me hit most of my macros. I am a bit worried about being under on calories, but I've got an avocado that I can add to my meal later, so that should also help add some on as well. Anyway guys, I'm gonna eat this and I'll catch you soon. And guys, this is meal 2 for today. So it's a mighty meaty mix of 360 grams of turkey breast, 130 chicken thigh, 530 grams of 511 grams of potato, sorry, and 169, I think, avocado, and 30 grams of absolute dark chocolate. I am so looking forward to this. This brings me up to 2,700 calories for today. About 100 over par, but today is Wednesday, so I know I'm going to burn that excess off. Plus, I had to drop some stuff off to an accountant earlier, so I had a little bit of an extra walk, which I don't normally do. Gonna smash the targets for today, and I'll let you know all about the macros a little bit later when we do the wrap up. But for now, I'm gonna eat this, and I'll catch you in a minute. And it's that time again to wrap up day 80 of the 2K Club Challenge. So, how am I feeling? It did fit. Went through the increased difficulty without using the active rest. So essentially the drills with the medicine ball I took out just so I could make sure I could get through the main thing. It's lucky I did that because I felt like I was going to die by the time I got to the end of the 5th set, but I managed to clear it with all the harder exercises. So what I'm going to do starting from next week is start then adding those active parts of the workout into the set. So I'll try and get through the first 2 sets doing the active stuff, and I'll see if I can make it all the way to the end of set 5. And then if I can't, I'll turn it down to just doing it for the first set, and then I'll keep building on that until I get to the point of where I can complete the whole thing. But really, really good workout. I'm feeling quite sore, but yeah, overall very, very, very good. I'm not training for the rest of the week, so I've got 2 days off this week and Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to have to adjust my calories a little bit. Normally, my PT has me on about 2,600 a day, but the problem with that is that I'm not going to be burning close to what I usually do when I have proper gym days. So I'm going to take that down and try and be in about 150 deficit per day to try and keep in line with the 1,000 calorie deficit that my PT has set for me. So with that said, let's talk a bit about today. So today I consumed 2,699 calories, so 2,700. I burned 2,804 calories, so that actually means I have a deficit of 105, a little bit less than the 150 that I'd be going for. Yeah, about 150 I think is a deficit per day that I need to be shooting for to get roughly to about 1,000. So it's okay, it balances out with some of the other days. I've just got the stats in front of me where yesterday I had like a 201 deficit, so if I take the 50 off of that, chuck it on today, it works out, it averages out. My macro breakdown for today was 26% carbs, or 176 grams. My fats was 96 grams, and my protein was 42% of my day, which was 285 grams. So a little bit over on protein. I was only supposed to be shooting for 180, and we went well over that. It's probably way more than I need. My carbs was 26% and fats was 32%, by the way, in case you're interested. I wouldn't normally do that, but I had to clear out the fridge. I'm traveling from tomorrow. I've got a business trip that I'm going to be going on, and I'm going to extend the weekend as well. So if for those reasons, I just didn't want to go out and buy a load of food. I'm going to need to grab something for lunch tomorrow, but a bag of potatoes and some chicken breasts will do the job, and then I'll have food when I get to the place. As always, I'm going to be sticking on my diet. Part of the business trip was an offer for dinner. I've had to decline because it's just a case of like, it's too complicated to try and explain my requirements, and I really want to finish this challenge through tracking everything that I possibly can and being able to show you guys as much as possible. I appreciate there's been a few days where I've not been able to share everything across this thing, but by this point I'm kind of eating the same things every day, and if I stay consistent, I'm gonna be there with a chatbot in time for May. I'm very, very close now, and well, I feel like I'm very close now. The point is now I'll start building up, and hopefully I can keep getting that body fat percentage down, whilst also adding a little bit of muscle mass on, or at least having it be a bit more full. And we'll get a nice little photo shoot out of it as well, which would be nice for the Insta. Do we call it Insta anymore? Is it IG? I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep up. I'm surprised that we're not on some kind of new social media at this point. But yeah, though, all that aside, feeling great, ready to go to bed and rest up and get ready for day 81. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good one, and yeah, good luck on your journeys, chats, and training. Yeah, feeling really, really good today. Got a good night's sleep in. Woke up feeling good. My lats are a bit sore from doing the pull-ups in fit class, but overall, not too bad. I'm going to be away this weekend. I'm traveling for work, so I'm not going to have videos for tomorrow, well, until Sunday, and I'll do a big wrap up on Sunday, as usual, but there's going to be a bit of a blackout. I will grab photos of my food where possible, and so I can talk about it a little bit in that video. Yeah, not really much to say. My energy is very high. I'm very excited about this trip. I've had to pack some clothes like shirts and stuff, and I realized that all of my stuff that was at medium is kind of like hanging off me at this point. So I need to get some new clothes. Just so, because like, what's the point building a Chad bod if you're not going to wear clothes that fit you properly, right? And it's kind of weird, like to have the mediums just not being big enough for me. It just they look very boxy. So we'll get that sorted. We'll order some new stuff. Speaking of which, I need to get some new gym clothes because I've been training so hard and I've lost so much fat that my gym trousers actually kind of fall off me. And in actual fact, that actually happened in a class. And my PT got some tape and he had to tape me up around the waist to hold my trousers up. It was quite hilarious to everyone else involved, and you know, it's a good problem to have, right? It's like, yeah, I dropped so much fat that my trousers are falling down in my fitness class. Oh, woe is me. But yeah, to you know, save myself some embarrassment of using some tape of that, I'm gonna go out and buy some new stuff. I'll go to Hollister. It's getting up to spring summer season, so it's quite warm. I'm quite happy to wear shorts walking over to the gym. So I can just get some shorts that fit, and that'll be good. And then around winter, I'll stock up on some regular active trousers that will work for that. Today I had to run to the store and grab some chicken breast real quickly, just something that was going to last today until Sunday. So I've got 2 chicken breasts with my food. I've got to put in the stats before I what exactly? I was going to say before I eat it, but I've already cooked it, so I don't really have much of a say in what I'm going to do there. So actual bit of great advice for you guys. If you are going to be putting your data into MyFitnessPal, do it as you're weighing it out, not as you cook it, because you can't take it back afterwards, or you're just going to leave it and go, well, an extra 100 grams of potatoes, am I going to eat them? You probably are. So just make sure you put your stats in as you are preparing, and you won't run into this problem. I know I'm going to be completely fine. My calorie target today is supposed to be 2,600, but I'm not training today or tomorrow, so I'm going to take that down to around 2,000 for today. And I think that's a pretty reasonable goal, because actually no, I want to be at about 1,000 deficit per week. So realistically, I should be eating 1,900 based on the basis that standard when I'm not training, I'll burn about 2,000, and I've not really done any walking or anything today to add to that. So I'll eat the 2,000, although that said, my PT did set those targets on the basis that my watch I don't think tracks 100% accurate. So maybe I should be eating about 2,200. I'll go with 2,000. And no, I'll go with 1,900. Yeah, I'll go with 1,900. And sorry, it's going to take a minute to think about that. And that will, I'm going to ultimately set it up so that my tracked calorie deficit is going to be no more than 1,000 for the whole week. And then next week, I'm going to be sticking to exactly what he says. Damn the data. I'm going to be training hard. I'm going to be eating what he's told me to, and then I'm going to be tracking the results. But I don't want to completely throw it out the window this week, since I'm going to be away as a few less days. So I'll try not mess up, and I'll just try and do a tracked 100 calorie deficit per day. Oh, well, actually, it's going to be about 150 because we want to get up to 1,000. But we've got a few days where we're over and a few days where we're under. So we're pretty much on target as long as I don't go mad this weekend, which I won't. I'll be sticking to the diet. So guys, I'm going to show you the food as soon as it's ready. And then I'm going to wrap it up for today because I'm going to be traveling and I'm not going to be able to make another video. And the next time we'll catch each other will be Sunday. For you guys, it'll be a few minutes. But for me, it's going to be a few days. So catch you in a second. And this is meal 1 for today. So I have 529 grams of potato, 320 grams of just regular chicken breast seasoned with salt and pepper, and 31 grams of absolute dark chocolate. Not much else to say. This meal comes out to a total about 900 calories. So that's going to give me around, 1,000 calories for dinner tonight. So that'll be very good. And then after I've eaten this, I've got my fish oil tablets, which I can just tilt the camera, my vitamin C. I'll have those together and I'll put my creatine in that as well so I can get all my supplements in one healthy beverage. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up here for today. I will grab photos while I'm away and you'll see them on the Sunday wrap-up video that I do. So yeah, you guys get to do a fast time travel and I will see you on Sunday.
As a precaution, I am very sick. I went away for a work trip this weekend and managed to catch quite a nasty cold, which is a huge pain in the ass because it means I'm not going to be able to train next week. I don't want to go in the gym and get anybody sick. I was supposed to be doing a scan tomorrow, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to message my PT because he had me set on eating 2,800 calories a day, anticipating that I'm training 5 days a week. I'm going to be seeing if I should be eating around 1,900 a day, trying to stick to the same macros that he's outset for me. But I'll let you guys know what he says. First, I'm going to do the progress pictures for the week. As you can see, feeling great about these. Abs are really coming through. I'm 10.7% body fat as of the start of this week. I would have found out tomorrow exactly what I was for tomorrow, but that's going to have to wait until I'm feeling a bit better so I don't risk getting anybody else sick. I'm going to just quickly jump into the macros and stuff for the week. This is the third time recording this video before I've broken out into a coughing fit, so I'm hoping to get through this one in one go for you guys. So, my total calories in was 2,253. My total calories out was 2,438. These are daily averages. And my deficit was 185. My total deficit was 1,295. The goal with that was to be at a 1,000 calorie deficit. So I was 300 calories under what I should have been eating. You know what? I would really like to have eaten those extra chicken thighs. So I kind of need to be a bit more careful. But I wanted to be a bit more careful since I wasn't training the Thursday or Friday. And I didn't want to mess up my calories. So what I'm going to do is be a little bit more cautious and try and make sure I'm only eating 1,000 deficit per day. My macros was as follows. Carbs was 27%, fats 36%, protein 37%. So I need to get those carbs down to about 25%. That's fine, that's super easy for me to do. Protein was about 207 grams a day. Over what I was set 180, but eating protein is quite easy when you do it with turkey. And yeah, so aside from feeling sick, what else is going on with me? My mood's been pretty good. I will say, actually, I'm feeling the cold a lot more. Like, everyone else is like, oh, it's really nice weather and that, and I'm feeling freezing. And I think part of that is because I have such little body fat on me at this point. Like, I actually think I'm feeling the cold a lot more than I used to. But I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if any of you guys are experiencing the same thing, please just let us know in the chat, the comments down below. That'll be an interesting discussion. But yeah, something I've noticed is like I'm definitely feeling colder. I'm like shivering, and people are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, well, I'm also sick now, but I was also cold. Like in general, I'm just finding myself like when I'm out, like I want to wear a jacket even though the sun's out. And in England, it's pretty common for people as soon as the sun comes out to be like shorts and a t-shirt, and it could be like 7 degrees Celsius, which is like absolutely freezing for you Americans. You can ask your Alexa or something what that is, but like it's awfully cold, and then people will be like walking around just like normal because it's like, hey, it's the sun, you've got to take advantage of it. In England we get like 10 days of summer a year. So more of the story, move somewhere sunny if you get a Chad bod. That seems to be the overall goal with all of this. But yeah, no, I'm doing well. I need to figure out exactly what my ratios are going to be for next week. I've got a lot to do around my house and sort of like for some domestic stuff, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be trying to not take it too hard whilst maintaining my hydration and also making sure that I'm hitting my calorie and macro targets. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up there real quick. I'm sorry I'm not doing a larger breakdown, but yeah, I need to rest. And actually, I think next week's videos are going to be they're going to be interesting because they're going to be something you guys can take into mind if you get sick during your training, how to treat it, because there's always that push to just go, yeah, I'm going to keep going, and then you just end up never really recovering, and your workouts get weaker, and it's never worth it. So I'll let you know exactly how I'm going to handle what to do when you're on one training split like this, when you're sick, what to do. So guys, yeah, go ahead and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more great content like this, and let me know in the comments down below any questions you've got or how things are going on your end. It'd be really, really good to know exactly what's going on. So yeah, take it easy. I'll catch up with you guys next week for it's gonna be the sick week of the season. But nonetheless, I think it'll be really interesting to see what the results are. And then when I get back on the scans, we can do the scans, and then I'll do my proper 2,800 calorie week, and then I'll scan again. So we've got the data going into April and the final month of this program, as I'm pretty sure I'm going to be done by May. So catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.